Okay, so good morning. Today is September 25th of 2024, and let's go over yesterday's price action as well as today's outlook. Okay, so yesterday, oh, that's right, I wrote this here as a reminder. Okay, so yesterday's price action was amazing. Um, but let's start with the morning first. So in the morning, I have mapped out that I wanted to see sell side get taken, sell side get taken. But right off the morning open, for some reason, well, not for some reason, I knew exactly what I was doing, but I, the idea to get long in this unicorn came to mind. And the reason why is because I had expected what I was seeing was I was seeing bullish price action. I was seeing price react off of this unicorn here, and price was drawing higher. And right off the open, I had expected price to come back down here and then draw higher. Now, why should I not have done that? And it's a very important rule, something I always try to remember. But for some reason, yesterday, I saw shiny objects. That's all I saw. And I need to be mindful of that. But in the end, I did take a short. I mean, I did take a long, but I actually ended up covering that thing as soon as I realized that I was in the wrong and that price is likely not to work in my favor. And I actually came out of that break even. So why should I not have taken this trade? Well, first of all, I assumed that this unicorn was going to hold up, and it did partially from 7:30 until the 9:30 open. The reason why this play does not work because it already happened here, right? Here is the small little retracement, and the objective was here. Same thing here, small little retracement, objectives met. So multiple times objectives had already been met by taking out previous day high, Asia high. Previous day high and Asia high as well. Asia high, previous day high, and also another previous day high from I think it was Friday. Yeah, it was Friday. Or wait, yeah, I believe it was Friday. But anyways, so the objective had already been met. Now, had price not swept these highs here, and had price been consolidating here, then I would have taken a long. But price had already swept these highs here, so it had to rebalance and pick up, and it had to do a run stop and then pick up more buyers down here. So that is the reason why I shouldn't even welcome that thought. But I did, and during my afternoon review, I was just not sickened, but I was just thinking to myself, you're just retarded for thinking that way. So lesson learned, I just need to be mindful of that. And once price takes out liquidity, no matter how good the pattern looks, it's not it's not good to take it, regardless of what I'm thinking. So so after I noticed that after I covered everything, then we started to draw lower, and I jumped in right here with one contract, jumped in another contract, a third contract, and then finally a fourth contract. Now and I actually ended up covering into this high here, and to end the day, this high here. Now exits were amazing. Entries, not so much. Entries don't have to be perfect, but you have to sync with time in order to take an entry. And I was partially right in the timing of the entries, but I had to wait a long time for those trades to work. So during the 10 o'clock macro, I entered with with two contracts, and then going into 10:30, I entered another one, and then at 10, I think it was 10:49, I took the last entry in there. And then I covered into 20 points, and then this high here, and then finally this high here. I actually wanted this high here, but we didn't get that. So again, I need to be mindful of the timing because because like I said, we had the sweep here after price took here with SMT where price did not sweep, uh, right, where price did not sweep this low over here, which is, it's way over here. But these lows right here were swept. So SMT with ES, where ES drew a higher low and Q drew a lower low. Okay, so that's SMT. That's SMT in the 4-hour and the daily. Okay, so going into the morning time frame or the lower time frame, we had, I didn't notice this until after price started trading over here, but if I want to get long, first you see it on the higher time frame, then you see it on the lower time frame. The lower time frame, there was nothing on the 5-minute, but on the 1-minute we had price takeaway buy side first, enticing sellers into getting into the market and buyers into getting into the market, right? So you have to do two sides of stop runs. We take out buy stop first, then we take out sell stops. So all of these people that were long here are now stopped because their stop is down here. And all the people that wanted to get long here or that were short here, they get stopped as soon as price runs up here. So again, I jumped into a fourth one. I think it was right here in this one, because once price broke the low, I had expected price to draw higher. Now I did have a hard stop right here at this low, but then I realized that E and Q at the same time broke this low here and barely tapped it by a few ticks. And as soon as it happened, it displaced higher. It began to displace higher. This right here is an institutional level 4 entry draw, and I actually should have maybe added a little more here, along here. But by this time, I was no longer interested because I had already entered. I had literally been waiting about a whole hour, or close to 40 minutes. So you want to be mindful of your emotional capital. And though I was very confident on this trade, I was already kind of tired, and I was like, oh man, let me just add my last one, and if I'm wrong, then I'll take my stop below at 10 points, because I did not want to see displacement after this low was taken. Instead, we saw a little consolidation, but on NQ we saw an immediate uh, displacement higher. And then going into the afternoon session, right? So, and then going into the afternoon session, what did I want to see? I wanted to see this displacement higher, retrace back into 50% of the range. This 50% right here is the range. Actually, no, it was set up like this. But the actual displacement I was looking at was at, I believe it was a 50 at the 15-minute right here. Right here, this 15-minute, this is where the displacement started. So this 15-minute right over here, retrace into 50% of the range. Now, it doesn't mean you jump in immediately. You wait until price offers you something. You wait until price offers something. Price displays lower, traded into 50% of the range. Right here is a 15-minute change in the state of delivery after price closes above here. So what do you do afterwards? You wait until price takes out buy side. Oh, son of a biscuit. And then you wait until price takes out sell side into a 5-minute order block along with a gap right here, held here, traded all the way up into the current day high right here. Intraday high, which was the London high. So very good trade, and I actually did end up taking a bit of video here. 10:35. You see me just adding nonsense here, but again, made my decision right over there, and I like how this once price display broke below here, we had an immediate draw higher right here. Right here is where I added, and I wanted to see displacement right after that going into the 11 o'clock macro, and and then as you can see here, we displaced higher. think I did show them right there. So I had my order set ready here, took one here, next one, and then the next one. Pretty good day. Even on micros, 30 and then ultimately 40 points on each one. Very rewarding. And I did hold on to the last one all day actually, uh, which was this one right here, this video. As you can see here, I'm mapping this out. Sell side, buy side was taken right here. Sell side. Another entry could have been made, but I actually didn't take it. Uh, the reason why this right here is buy side, sell side on the 5 minute. And as you can see, every price is fractal. So once price took out sell side on the 5 minute, I wanted to see change in the state of delivery, which is right here. Change in the state of delivery on the 1 minute, which is right here. And price held those areas, as you can see. And then the last, what's the word called? The last second stage of distribution, when timed correctly, always has the right there, has the fastest reaction of price right there. And then once price hit 5793, I went ahead and took out the rest right here. I waited just a little more. Come on, right there. So right out, as soon as that happened, I went ahead and took my profit. Very good trade overall. Waited all day for the last one to take out the last one. About 40 points. So yeah, pretty good trade. But anyways, let's go over today's price action. Today I'm expecting for continuation. Yeah, I'm expecting continuation higher. I'm expecting price to continue drawing towards the highs because something I didn't mention yesterday in the morning, well, during the pre-market outlook, was that I was expecting price to draw higher throughout the week because on Friday we had an inside candle get drawn. An inside candle is when price doesn't break the high nor low, but stays in the upper portion of its body. So this is Friday's price action. This candle did not break the high nor the low, and it stayed above 50% of the candle. These were for my notes for my journal. Same thing here. Price closed here on Friday. Inside candle stayed above 50% of this range, and that's why I was expecting something like this yesterday or anytime this week. So today, uh, I'm still expecting price to draw all-time highs. Yesterday, price finally closed above all-time highs. This high here, I believe all-time highs was right over here somewhere, and it closed below it, but yesterday it closed above it. So today I'm expecting price to draw higher. We do have an order block here, as well as an order block here. Actually, let me write that down. Okay. We do have this high to look at. Let's move this down here. We do have an immediate rebalance here. I'm not saying that price is going to what's the word? Yeah, I'm not saying that price is going to draw into that area and then draw higher after that. But what I am saying is I want to see how price reacted off of this high here. Because if it did reverse here, then that means we're going to just continue drawing higher into all-time highs. We do this to me is the weekly objective. This previous month high as well as this imbalance up here, which is a weekly high. Let's go to the 4 hour. Okay, so yesterday's outlook was based off of the 4 hour for me, because on the 4 hour we took out buy side of this candle and we took out sell side of this candle here. Okay, same thing here. We took out buy side here. We took out buy side here again. Actually, not this candle here. Took out buy side, and then with the next one we closed here, and then at 10 o'clock we drew into this area here, swept this low, so we took out sell side buy side. So I believe that this low here is protected, meaning that price should not come back down to this area here. Um, so I'm looking at that. I'm looking at this 4 hour here. Yep. Okay, so those are the order blocks I'm looking at. We do have 50% here, 50% of the range here, sell side here, intraday afternoon low, intraday afternoon low, sell side here. So we have plenty of confluence down here where I would like for price to reverse and then draw higher. Let's go to the 1 minute, the 60 minute. Okay, so again, this is where I'm looking for. I want to see price take out sell side, which is this low here. Same thing here, sell side here, and then draw higher. We have a big imbalance here. I do not want price. What do you call that? I do not want price to have just consolidated here and then draw higher. I want it. I want it to tap 50% of this range. That's what I want to see. I want to see price tap into 50% of the range and then to draw higher. Now, I think that happened. I would like to believe that it happened during Asia and London, but if we just consolidated, then I'd like to see New York take the low into 50% of this range, and then we get to draw higher. Same thing here. But if Asia and London tapped into this low here, and we see clean price action, where sell side buy side was taken, or buy side sell side was taken, and we see continuation into London or New York open, then that's fine too. If price is already up here after it took these lows, then no trade. What I will look for is maybe a 15-minute setup off of these lows here. But again, I have to see buy side taken, sell side, and then the draw higher. So let's go ahead and connect and see where we land right now. And hopefully I see something that I like. Oh yeah, and the daily does have SMT and 4 hour SMTs. Down here, I want to see 1 hour SMTs because when the daily has an SMT, the next one that correlates with the correlating time frame is the 1 hour. So I want to see some sort of SMT here on the 1 hour. Perfect. Okay, so we do have relatively good lows here. Sell side taken here. We do have SMT of this low here and SMT of this low here. In an uptrend, London low, or let's put pre-market low, PML, pre-market low. I don't see price coming back down to this area. There's been plenty of times where I have wanted to see that, and I don't know if this is a word, but I stupidly get into a short up here, expecting price to sweep these lows when that never happens. Similar to where are we here? It was here somewhere. I don't remember exactly when it happened. I think it was maybe here. It was somewhere up here where I actually expected price to sweep the high, so I actually got long. instead of getting short, which was just a retarded idea. So I would like to think that that's enticing sellers into jumping into the market because they expect price to come back down here. So right now, the objective are these highs. Price already took out buy side or previous day high here. The current draw on liquidity is the current high, which is right above this, right here. Let's put Asia high here. Actually, let's just put PMH. Okay. Price already traded into this imbalance here, as well as this imbalance here. That's a balanced price range. We get the displacement higher. What's this? I need to be, and the market just opened. That's fine. I'm not looking to get in anyways. Right, there we go. Okay, so again, the current draw is this high, so I would not be surprised if price immediately draws to those highs. Current draw on liquidity on NQ are the Asia highs as well. And we just took out buy side on ES, which is fine. So again, the current draws on liquidity are the highs. Okay. We have SMT at the low. So again, first stage on the daily, second stage on the hourly. There's no, and we just took all-time highs again. We have an immediate rebalance here, immediate rebalance here. This doesn't tell me anything anymore because high, low traded into about 25% of the range. Here, traded into 50% of the order block of this range here. Traded into, did not touch the, it actually did touch the order block. So we are trading higher. Previous week high, previous month high. Actually, this is, oh no, all right, let's do it that way because there's another one that I have. All right, so we just took pre-market high, so I don't need that anymore. And we just took all-time highs. I don't expect price to come back down here. I expect continuation, so I want to see price close above here. If anything, I want to see this PD array hold. And I want to see this PD array get violated to maybe see a draw higher. Right, okay. So we took out sell side here. We haven't taken out buy side yet. Actually, no. Buy side is up here. All right, buy side, that's on the 15-minute though. We did not take sell side here, but that's fine. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. Okay, so we took out buy side yesterday, retracement. So right now, I don't see any reason to get in because on the 15-minute, the only place we took out liquidity was right up here. We took out buy side here, then sell side here. Drew higher down here. There's nothing. Maybe on the lower time frames, but yeah, nothing. Here we took out nothing, nothing here. We just took out buy side. So if anything, then I will look for price if it comes back down to here. I don't think it does, but I would like for this area to get swept. So I don't think we come back down here. I really don't. We just took out buy side, I think. 2.50. Yep, we just took it out by one tick. So yeah, if anything, I want price to come back down here. Same thing with ES and NQ. There is SMT at these lows here, and this is second stage distribution where price finishes this market maker buy model, and the last stage is usually the most aggressive one. So I want to see price take this low out. We do have a gap there, no gap down here. If this candle ends up closing above all of these areas of buy side, what I will be doing is the same thing as I did yesterday. Instead of using this low, I will be using this low here, because this is where the thrust started. This is where the move started. So though these look good, the thrust started here, so I will be using this here. But again, I have to see how price closes. So I'll fix that later on. And we are drawing higher. We continue to draw higher. I want to see how price closes here within the next 9 minutes. So what I don't want to see is I don't want to see price sweep this high. If it does, then I want to see it close above. Same thing here. I want to see it close above. Because with that said, what I will look for later on is that doesn't, how do I explain it? Because then the environment is not primed for 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock macro trade. Then it's setting up for maybe an afternoon trade. But we'll see about that. It all has to do with how price closes. So none of these have, except for this one. This is the only one that has a liquidity run, but it first took out sell side. This is the only place where we have some sort of liquidity sweeps, correct liquidity sweeps. This is a good setup right here. Yep, definitely a good one. We don't need that anymore. Now we can set this up for this right here and this low here. But again, it has to do with how price closes. There is plenty of confluence here right now where price swept the high. Now I would like for price to come back down here so I can get long. So there's 15-minute swing low, 1 hour gap, 1 hour bullish order block, daily immediate rebalance, and what else? and we have this right here. I want to see how price closes up here though. If price closes up here, then I won't be taking that trade. I want to see price close above here at 10 o'clock. And then I'll jump in here to tackle these highs here. 98, 85, so that's about a 10 point run. I think that would be amazing if price closes, comes back into this area here. There is SMT at the highs, but I'm not listening to that. I'm actually listening to this right here. Let's see. 20 more minutes until the close. Oh, there is high impact news at 10 o'clock. So yeah, there's 10 o'clock news, but so I won't be taking a trade until after that. But first I have to see here. I think we do have something here, and this might be one of my favorite types of setups on the 1 minute, but I won't go to the 1 minute until this candle sweeps this high here. All right, I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. So I don't know if I like this draw lower. Um, I mean, it's nice. I want to see price draw into this area here. What I would like to see is though a close above here. A couple more seconds. There you go, right there. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Okay. Okay, so that's the 15-minute. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, so we closed above this right here. That's actually pretty good. And this one didn't close above it, so it's fine. So now I wouldn't mind it to come down now, down here. I'd be better. Damn. I'd be happier if price just continued drawing higher because um, if it's going to come down, then I want to see lethargic moves, something like this right here, where it's not one side, kind of like this, because that's what I was seeing here on the 5-minute. So I want to see lethargic moves down, but if price just continues drawing higher, that's fine too. So I don't see anything just yet. Price is respecting this gap here. So again, I want to see just lethargic down moves if it comes down here to sweep these lows over here. If it doesn't, then I guess we won't get a 10 o'clock entry. Right there. There's nothing on the 15-minute over here. I mean on the 1 hour here, except for this gap here, which is right below 50% of the range. This right here. I can go ahead and take this out. We are holding above this order block here. I mean this gap here. We held this as well. Let's go ahead and zoom in here. All right. Okay. All right. So I see something here. So I would like for price to maybe sweep this high, then come back to sweep this low. Because on ES, it already took out buy side. So it should come back to now take sell side. All right. I'll be back. All right, so again, I am looking for price to come back to take out sell side. So what I would like to see now is price put in a well-defined swing high. We have one here, and we have one here. All right, let me do this while I wait. Actually doing laundry while I wait. Okay, we are displacing lower. But just because we enter, we draw into that 50% of that range doesn't mean I'm just going to jump in. What I will be looking for is, we just saw price do what it does on the 15-minute. So now I want to see the same happen on the 1-minute. So until I see price draw a well-defined swing high and then swing low, I won't jump in. There's just no structure. There's higher time frame structure, but no lower time frame structure just yet. I would be happy though if price closed above the previous that 1 hour gap I drew out, the one with the red line. I'm not folding the close, I'm just making sure they're not wrinkled. All right, well, it's still drawing lower, but again, that swing high that the lower swing high, I would like that one to get swept, or whichever one really. We do have relative equal lows now, and we have, well, we're within the what's that called? Within the macro as well. And news isn't coming here in about 5 minutes. So until then, I'm just hands off, not touching anything. Okay, all right, so I'll do that later. Okay, all right, so we do have relative equal highs, relative equal lows. We have this high now, relative equal highs. We just swept buy side. Okay, so now what I want to see is I want to see price come back down to this area. I like where ES is, I mean NQ is at the current moment, because it is above this gap here. I want to see price, even if it comes down here and it closes, like let's say here at 10 o'clock, then that's still valid. Because on the higher time frame, that tells me that price is violating bullish PD arrays, uh, bearish PD arrays, and it's respecting bullish PD arrays. We have a new high here, these relative equal lows here. So the structure on NQ is set. ES, not so much. 4 more minutes. We have a tiny little gap here. New high here. We have a, I think it would be, oh man, it swept. So no more entry. So now the next, we just swept one of the objectives. Next objective is the previous month high. So NQ is a lot stronger than ES. I would love to see price sweep this high here on the ES. And so this becomes the new high. I would like to see these lows get swept. 3 more minutes. Let's see what Michael is doing. Or rather, let's see what ICT is doing. Oh, there she is as well. She's looking at YM. Oh crap, that's right, YM. Always forget that one. I don't care about the SMT at the highs. You could possibly catch a short, if there is SMT at the highs, but I'm not looking to trade against the trend or the dominant one. So YM is about to sweep the pre-market low. That's SMT at the lows. So I really like the profile. Just need to see this sweep this right here. Because there are plenty of people that are probably long here. And all these lows here is generated liquidity. Did we sweep? Almost. Let me get my buys ready because I want to turtle soup entry this. The fact that we already created these highs and lows, if these highs and lows were not created, then I would not be entering here. So I'm going to get these ready. 58, 57.85. Okay, right there, a couple more seconds. And we closed. Oh, darn. Looks like we're drawing higher. Please reject at least. Let me get in. And we closed above this gap here. So yeah, we're still bullish. There we go. Again, I want price to come down here. Whichever one touches 50% of the range will be enough for me to jump in. I would love it if it were ES as opposed to NQ. Come on. Well, there is a 1 minute here, a turtle soup entry, but I don't trust that. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. This is where it started. Let's take a look at the 15-minute here. Maybe here. This one. So it looks like I missed it. Which is fine. I mean, it's unfortunate that I missed it. YM has yet to sweep that low, so there's still hope. I do want to see YM sweep that low over here, right here. And if it does that, then we might see price do the same with ES. So all the people that are here, that are long here, they're looking to take profit up here. So we'll see what happens. Uh, 5 more minutes, or 7 more minutes. Okay, we might get it, but it just has to. It has to flush though. We closed above this right here. I want to see it get below here for me to be convinced that it's going to visit these areas here. So let's just draw this. Looks like we're not going to get it. Darn. Three more seconds. Yep, looks like maybe this was the sweep I was looking at right here. This sweep here. Now we're drawing higher. If we draw towards the highs and we sweep this high, it could still come back down here, but I will be less convinced because we had the 15 buy side here, but the only thing I don't see is sell side taken. So that's the only thing that's keeping me from still waiting for price to come back down. And the last second stage of distribution is always the fastest one. So if this is second stage, then it should reach up to this high really quick, and it should happen within the macro. So that's the only thing I'm waiting for. There it is. Ah, man, that's very unfortunate. I really did not want to see that. All right. Okay, so now the only thing, maybe it'll still come back here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do this now. Right there. So now I want to see it maybe come back into this area. If it just continues to draw higher, then no entry, and then I'll call it a day. Well, not a day. Um, I'll call it there for the morning session. What I am going to do is I'm going to put some alerts there and alerts alerts here. That way looks like I'm not getting anything. I want to see an immediate jaw lower. This order block should hold. If this order block doesn't hold, then I'll wait. I'll watch to see what it does here and then eventually down here. Five more seconds. Okay, so that's it. That's it for the morning session. Well, for the 10 o'clock macro, there's still a possibility that it could come down here, but if it's not set up right now, then it probably we'll probably have to wait until the 11 o'clock macro, where we get a draw into this area and then we get the thrust higher. But if we continue to draw higher, what I will look for is I'll look for the same here on the 15-minute up here somewhere, where buy side gets swept. Then the same thing happens on the lower time frame, and then we get the continuation higher. Other than that, I don't see an entry any other way. anywhere else. I do have my alerts set in case we do come back down to this area. Uh, Otherwise, I'm not looking to come back um, to revisit these areas until after those areas are swept. But yeah, let's go ahead and disconnect. Wait. Ooh, okay. I just want to see what it does here because it already traded through this order block here. Nope, still holding. Close lower. There you go. Close lower. All right, so I don't want to see price close above this candle now, this down close candle. If it does, then I'll just go ahead and call it there. It's outside of the macro, so what? Oh, that's right there. I want to see it close below the body. 2 more seconds. Beautiful. Okay, so it does seem like we want to visit these lows here, but I have to see price close or hold below this order block here. Yep, this one right here. And then next candle, I want to see it close or break below this low here, but it's still holding. Okay, so YM just broke that low. Actually, no, it didn't. I set it right a couple of points above that. Okay, so it broke that low. It broke this low. So now I want to see ES follow into this area here. I don't want to see it close above this candle now. This is an order block. Okay. And I want to see it break below this candle here. This candle. It broke. We are at 50%. I want to see it displace. Okay, where is it? Oh, there it is. All right. Well, it's respecting that. Yep. I'm not liking that. Okay. All right. So I'm going to call it there. I still do believe if price comes down here, then we might get that draw higher. But otherwise, I'm pretty much done. I'm going to wait until I get a clear move back into 50% of the range. This right here is this right here is a what's the word? A lower time frame PD array. So if it comes down, that's fine too. If not, then whatever. Anyways,